One thing that Marcel Proust said in his novel The Prisoner was that the only true voyage of discovery would be not to visit strange lands, but to possess other eyes, to behold the universe through the eyes of another, to behold the universe through the eyes of 100 others, to behold the 100 universes that each of them beholds and that each of them is. And that's really what this talk is about. It's about taking a very old illness and looking at it with new eyes. And I tell people that what I really am a proponent of is changing the lives of people living with dementia primarily by changing ourselves. And that really, to me, is the essence of this. When people ask me, for credit to write down the objectives of my talk, I like to give one main objective, and that is to change your minds about people whose minds have changed. And I think that's just sort of a nice holistic way of looking at it. So why do this? Well, as a doctor, I have been very discouraged with the way we treat people who live with different types of forgetfulness. In particular, people who have a lot of distress at various times and seem to be suffering a lack of well-being. And our usual response is to give people medications for this distress, and I've never been happy with the results of those medications. I've been able to make some people quieter or less physical, but I've never really felt like they are truly relaxed, engaged, or enjoying the kind of well-being that you or I might feel if we're in a good place in our lives. And so I've always felt that there's got to be some other answer to this. I also work with what's called the culture change movement, which is taking nursing homes, the sort of skilled long-term care organizations you know of, and trying to transform them from sterile institutions into more enlivening places for people to live and work. And I've in particular been involved with the Eden Alternative, which is the largest of all these culture change movements nationwide and worldwide. And really through how to transform living environments, I have kind of used that template to think about how can we transform our view of what we call dementia to come up with a new way. Because I think that what we're doing is broken. And Einstein, I think, was credited with saying the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So I think we have to fundamentally change the way we think and the way we act if we want something different to happen. Well, just to give you a sort of an idea of what the demographics are, there are a lot of people living with some form of dementia today, and there are going to be a lot more in 30 or 40 years. Estimates vary, but in the US there's probably anywhere from 5 to 10 million people living with some form of dementia. That will probably be over 15 million by 2050. Alzheimer's Disease International just came out saying that worldwide there are 36 million people today, probably 115 million people possibly by 2050. And that's because the population is aging.